Hey, 8th graders, Mr. Brown here. Uh, Today's lesson is on the readings for today, which were two chapters in your packet. Again, if you don't have your packet, I've given you links. I'll put another link in the description below to the book online, so you can find the two chapters and do the readings. Some of you already have done those and emailed me, and that's great. And some of you have even done the narration already, so that's great. But you didn't need to do that. You can watch this video, and then you can also read. You should read, have to read. You can do it in either order. Maybe reading first and then listening to this video. Doesn't really matter. I'll try to talk you through today's reading. So, today's reading was about the war that Rome has with Carthage. And remember, we've been studying Rome because it's so fundamental to who we are as Americans. We need to know all about the Roman Republic. And Rome starts to expand in this era. They have to do battle with the other large empire that's in that area, which is Carthage. And right now, Rome is kind of big. They've expanded out in Italy, but they haven't gone worldwide. They haven't gone global yet. And it's kind of a toss up. Who's going to win, them or Carthage? And today, we're going to see the Second Punic Battle, or Second Punic War. It actually is not just one battle, it lasts for about 10 years. It's a long warfare. It lasts over and over, year after year after year, they fight. We see that Hannibal takes the battle to Rome. Remember, he crossed the Alps, he goes into Rome, and he's winning. He's marching down the boot of Italy, and he's winning battle after battle after battle. And the guy that's in charge for Rome is a guy named Fabius, and he has a policy, they call it the Fabian policy, that he is going to not try to win a single battle, but really just kind of like keep cutting cutting off Hannibal bit by bit, just slowing him down, make him have to really spend a lot of time, effort to win the battle, little skirmishes, and not just fighting all of his guys against all of Hannibal's guys in an all-out giant war. He wants to do a little bit at a time, but Rome starts to get really anxious and like he's not winning any battles. He's not really doing what we want him to do, and they were kind of anxious for a bolder policy, a bolder offensive to go and beat these Carthaginians. And this ended up being a really dumb policy. And so Fabian is known for his kind of his wisdom, right? We always talk about wisdom and virtue in history class. Well, this is a super wise policy. It's a policy of just slowing down the enemy, outlasting them, taking the long view. But Rome, people back in Rome, the Senate was getting nervous. Like, this guy's not striking any giant victories for our side. So they get rid of Fabian, and he said, like, he's not doing it. We need to get bolder guys. And that ended up being a really costly mistake for Rome. And Hannibal wins. And he probably could have gone all the way to Rome and won. But we saw in our reading that Hannibal decides to take a little rest. He's so close to the finish line and wiping out Rome. But he and his men rest in a little town outside of Rome. And they're just going to take the winter and rest and recoup. And the next spring, fight again. Well, this is a dumb idea for Hannibal. He should have struck while the iron was hot, continued on, and maybe the Carthaginians would have ended up winning this Punic War, but he doesn't do that. He takes it easy. And because he lets Rome recuperate, recover, they can get more people, more men to fight in the war. So they take those few months that Hannibal gives them to recruit new soldiers, and Rome has got lots of soldiers, and that's going to be the sort of the big idea of the Punic Wars is that Rome has unlimited guys who are going to sign up to go fight, and Hannibal can't find enough guys to replace the people that are dying, but Rome has almost, it seems to him, unlimited men who are just willing to fight, to die, to keep going. And so Hannibal takes his foot off the gas, and that's a bad idea. So the next year, whenever the war starts up again, Rome is ready to go again, and Hannibal starts to have to retreat. And the war starts to go back to some of Carthage's landownings, places like Spain, places like France. And the war eventually goes into Africa, which is where Carthage is at. And the guy who emerges as the hero for Rome is a guy named Scipio, and they end up calling him Scipio Africanus because he is amazing at fighting, and he ends up being such a great fighter in Africa that they give him that epithet, Africanus, Scipio Africanus. And here's a picture of our battle, all the different battles, all those little red dots, blue dots. Those are all where battles took place, and battles started going away from the city of Rome and down into Spain, into Africa. And eventually we saw in our reading that the ending of the Second Punic War happens just outside of Carthage. There's Carthage over here, and the Carthaginians need to make peace. And the Second Punic War is over. Rome can go back about their business, but Carthage is still going to be around. And there's going to be a third Punic War in tomorrow's reading. So here's what you need to do next. Sorry. So you've read for today, and here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we'll read one more section tomorrow, and then we'll do a narration, maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs on both readings, combined of both readings. So if you already did one today, that's great. And there were a few of you that already did that. Andy got ahead of it, and some others. That's awesome. Will Nelson did the same thing. Great job. Just add another paragraph with tomorrow's reading, and then we'll just have one narration on those 4 different sections, because tomorrow's reading is another 2 sections. So hopefully that makes sense. You could do it each day. That's fine too. It doesn't really matter. Just as you read a little bit, watch a video, write down just a general paragraph or 2 about what happened in today's reading, and then move on. All right, and share that document with me. Use your name in as the title of the document, and we'll just keep opening in that document, adding daily to the narration. Does that make sense? Hope it does. If you have any questions, please email me. And I hope you guys are doing well. And I'm going to end this video. Bye-bye.